howdy, everyone. Coming at you live from Oklahoma City at the beautiful True Hotel, Oklahoma City Airport. These are the things dreams are made of, you know. So I missed the sunset, so instead, the sunset here would pale in comparison to, the Pacific Ocean and the Grand Canyon. So I figured it didn't really matter too much. So now we're just here in it's beautiful. There's a Cracker Barrel, a couple gas stations, and about 5 hotels all on this block. So it's beautiful in its own way. It's a feat of human engineering, if you will. It shows that mankind has come so far that we require lodging near our machines that fly us through the air at impossible speeds. And we want to land and we want to sleep right as soon as we get there. We want to be comfortable. We want to fly through the air super fast and amazing. And that, 200 years ago, people would have... I'm so bad with history. It was 200 years. When was the airplane invented? I don't know. I think 200 years. It was a while ago. So 200 years ago, no one would have even thought of that we could fly at all. And yet, look at us now, flying and then settling in at La Quinta next to a Cracker Barrel. This is what our ancestors dreamed of. This is what it's all about, ladies and gentlemen. I look pretty creepy, my little silhouette in the dark. But I kind of like it. I'm kind of digging it. So I went to Taco Bell, my drive-in here, just to add to the Oklahoma City experience. I went through the drive-thru and half the menu was down, so you couldn't see half the menu because they're all TV screens now for some reason. And this TV screen wasn't working, so I couldn't see half the menu. And it was it was the first half, which has everything on it, because the second half just has special things. These are things you notice if you go through fast food drive-thrus a lot, as much as I do. And so I couldn't remember the name of the thing I wanted. I still don't remember it. I didn't even look it up. I wanted the Doritos taco that's wrapped in the tortilla. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't remember what that was called. And it wasn't on the menu because the menu was down. So I asked the lady, I was like, so the Dorito taco, but the one that's wrapped in the tortilla. And she's like, all right, 2 Doritos tacos. I'm like, no, but the one that's wrapped with the sauce and the tortilla. And she must have just thought I was high out of my mind or something, which I was not. But I couldn't remember for the life of me. And we went back and forth for a few minutes, and she just was not grasping it. She just gave up on me. And was like, all right, you're getting 2 Doritos tacos. And I said, okay, whatever. And I was like, oh, I'd also like the nacho fries. And she's like, all right, chips and cheese. I said, no, the nacho fries. She's like, yeah, okay, so the chips and cheese. I was like, I don't, what do you do in this situation where they keep repeating back the wrong thing to you, but they're they were making me think in my head, am I wrong? Am I saying this incorrectly? Am I not saying the words that I think that I am saying? And so this goes on for a little while. And then she's like, look, there's only 2 nacho items. There's the nacho grande and the chips and cheese. When you say nachos, that's all we got. It's one of those 2. And I said, no, nacho fries. And she's like, oh, nacho fries. Yeah, okay, what else? Just glossed right over it. I'm like, okay. So that drive-through, so I didn't really get what I wanted, but it was a human connection, an experience. And I attempted to like make some banter at the drive-through, like, "Hey, sorry, half the menu was down. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not high." I guess. She's like, "Mm-hmm." Just gave me my food. Like, all right. So, I don't know. The Taco Bell, Oklahoma City, next to the airport. Just be careful out there, you know? Make sure you enunciate very clearly every word of your order and know exactly what it is you want to order, because they're not going to show you on the menu. And I like the pictures. I like to look at the pictures to remember what I want. And I look at the picture and I'm like, that's what I want. I'm like a toddler. Like, I need pictures in my stories, on my menu. There were no pictures though. Just a black screen. Because it was broken. But, yeah, this is my last night on my travels back to St. Louis from California. I drove all the way back by myself. And, well, not yet. You know, almost. Got about 7 more hours. The car's holding up. And I hope I didn't just jinx myself, but so far, you know, it's an old Honda Accord, but it's trucking along. Just add some oil every now and then, and yeah, it's been good. So, very grateful for that. Haven't had any bad weather, or driving conditions have been good. This morning there was like a huge construction and a crash delay on a huge part of the highway, so navigating around that was really difficult. And I had to like take an early exit ramp, then like keep crossing the highway back and forth like as I just kept moving up the highway, because Google Maps kept telling me to get on the highway, and then there were signs that were like, construction, you cannot get on the highway here. So I had to just keep looping around and trying to get to the next entrance, and eventually one of them worked. It's fine. So, you know, if that's the worst thing that happens, can't really complain. No sorry. I'm in a rolly chair, so I can just kind of roll in like that. Oh, hey, how's it going? I just want to make sure you get the full skyline here, because this is a beautiful sight. And I just want to make sure that you're able to appreciate it. I don't even know what that big building is over there. This one? Wait. This one? I don't even know what that is. It doesn't have any labels on it. So, just generic office building. And, lots of hotels. But anyway, as I was saying, this is my last night on my own before I get back into the St. Louis madness. It's not madness, though. It's good. I get to see friends and family again. It's been a while. I'll probably see my brother first. So that'd be kind of cool, because he's the last one I saw, too. So, because he drove out with me to California. And, yeah, still don't have a job lined up. Still searching. I don't know why I'm saying this, like, still, because I don't even know if I've talked about this. I don't remember what I've even said in the last videos, but, you know, life is weird, and I'm just trying to not stress about it, because I've stressed about so much in my life, and, you know, it hasn't helped me. It's only been to my detriment. There's been very few times in my life where I stressed over something and I'm like, wow, I'm really glad I stressed over that, because if I didn't, it would have completely fall apart. So, trying to just take it easy, bro. Take it easy. Which is kind of the motto of Cracker Barrel. That's why they have those rocking chairs on their fake front porch at their restaurants that they sell you. I gotta know, are there people buying... Is everyone familiar with Cracker Barrel? I don't even know if that's just a Midwestern thing. They're around. I think they're around. Everyone knows a Cracker Barrel. I just love that it's like such a white people place. It's just called Cracker Barrel. Just a barrel full of crackers. This is what we are. It's Cracker Barrel. It's where all the crackers get together. We get in a big old barrel. We order ourselves a country fried steak. And if you want to buy a rocking chair on the way out, we greatly appreciate it. But I'm always like, this is a nice rocking chair. I kind of want this rocking chair. But what I do, you have to come prepared to buy a rocking chair. Like, unless you maybe most of their clientele, they have trucks. So people with trucks can just be like, just buy furniture on a whim, I guess. Because they can just throw it in the back, throw it in the back of the bed truck. Yeah, it's a Chevy. Yeah, it's fine. It'll be good. Just throw it in the back there. Get a couple rocking chairs. Went to Cracker Barrel, got the breakfast, got the eggs, got the fried ham, got the fried steak, and then I picked up a rocking chair, threw it in the back of my Ford, and head back home, see Mammy. And I set up the rocking chair for Mammy. Yeah, that's what I assume the conversation would be like. And again, I'm not making fun of rural Americans. It's another culture. It's a thing. It's like rural America, like white rural America. No, not even white, just rural America is like a culture. And it's a culture that I feel like people still look down on, which is probably why a lot of people get upset, because they're like, oh, I gotta respect your culture, but everyone's still making fun of rednecks all the time, Like, people forget, like, poverty exists in the city and in the country. Like, poverty's everywhere. So, you can have a hard upbringing in the city, you can have a hard upbringing, out in the country. And it's just different struggles, but still struggles. I went to college in a tiny little town, so I saw a lot of poverty, a lot of rural people and community and things like that. And they're not, again, I don't think there's like bad people. It's just they have their little tight-knit community. It's another thing when you're in the country, it's like you're a tight-knit community because it's just you out there, and you kind of gotta be. And so they're very wary of outsiders, whereas in the city, it's like there's so many people that there's so many outsiders and different cultures. You're just exposed to it all the time. You get used to it. And so it's like you gotta have a little patience with people that have like growing up in Missouri, like I didn't really know many Jews. I still don't know. Like I'm very fascinated with the Jewish culture. I speak a little, I know like the Shema, or the beginning of it anyway, in Hebrew. Like it's an interesting culture and I love it, but it's something that personally I don't have a lot of friends. But it's also like I'm so bad at knowing if someone's Jewish until they tell me. Like, I don't know, whatever it is where you can spot Jewish people, or I don't have that. Which is probably good, I guess. Because I am half German, but I'm the half German that just loved Germany and came here and like chilled out and became farmers, alright? I wasn't the bad Germans, alright? By the way, Germans were against slavery. Just throwing that out there. They're the Germans, and you can look it up. The Germans in the United States were like very much on the abolitionist train of like, yeah, no, you shouldn't own people. So I'm just saying, a lot of people have a little something in their mind, a little prejudgment when they hear German because of the bad stuff that happened in both the world wars. But specifically the Second World War, and there a lot of bad stuff happened in Germany. But again, it's a part of a country's history, and it doesn't apply to everyone. Just like slavery is part of the United States history, and doesn't mean that every rural American or Southern American, loved slavery. There's some that did, though. There's definitely some that did. Well, probably a lot. There's a lot that did, and that's not okay. Not okay. But yeah, I think just kind of, I don't know. I'm all about, talking to people, getting to know them. I think the only way you can really change someone's opinion or outlook is by coming at them with empathy. And, there's some people you can be empathetic and nice, and they still, it has to be their decision to make a change for the better, or for what you perceive to be better anyway. But it's yeah, I don't think arguing with someone, see like protests on any political issue these days, it's like different sides of the sidewalk. Like there's a street, and then one side's the liberals with their signs, we don't, what are you doing over there? And the other side's Republicans with their signs, what are you doing over there? We don't like you doing what you're doing over there. We don't like it. And, I don't know. I think we all just need to, just chill out. If everyone would just chill the F out. Looking at you, Ron DeSantis. Just, chill, bro. Why do you... I can't get into that. I'm not getting into politics. Look. All I'm saying is that life is too short to be angry at things that don't affect you. To be filled with this hatred towards a group of people that you never even interact with very, seldomly. So, focus on bettering your community. Focus on reaching out to people that need help that feature on, focus on your community that's local to you, like we're used to do for, most of humanity. Because once you start looking at things on a global scale, you realize how insane the world is, and it can get overwhelming, because the world ain't going to be perfect. Never has been, never will be, but it's not meant to be. We are imperfect creatures in an imperfect world. And it's okay. There's I feel like the liberals side, they're constantly moving towards, in their head, there could be a perfect society, a utopia. And they're like, we need a perfect society, utopia, where every single person doesn't ever experience any prejudice, and that they never have to have any difficulties in their life, and that their whole life is just super smooth, and that they only experience love and happiness. And it's that would be amazing. I would love that. But that's not going to happen. That's never happened in any society, and it will never happen, because humans are weird and different, and we're going to disagree on things, and we're going to argue about things. But the important thing is that we argue in a constructive way, and that we realize that we can disagree on things and still get along. That's, I think, something big that a lot of Americans are forgetting these days. We can disagree and still get along. We can be pro-America and still disagree on politics. We can be pro, people. We can be pro-people and still have, think that one policy is better than another policy, or argue about, well, should we focus on, fiscal responsibility, or should we focus on social causes and whatever. It's like, at the end of the day, it's both. You need everything. But it's, if we all just kind of listen to each other a little more, I think, instead of just arguing, if we actually took the time to try to think of it from the other person's perspective, that's empathy, by the way. That's part of empathy, I think. Then, yeah, I think it would be a better place. I really, it's hard to be hopeful for America sometimes with everything going on in the news and just everything. It's hard to be with all the disagreements and everything. It can be hard to be hopeful for the United States of America, but I am. I have to be, because I have never, I've come across people that have infuriated me, that I've disagreed with very intensely, and I've really gotten under my skin, and I've definitely said things I shouldn't have said, and I think we've all been there, but, I've never met anyone that I thought was like beyond, I don't even want to say redemption, because that makes it sound like they're just like lost and need to be found. I never, at least one-on-one, people are usually willing to talk. But again, not always. You meet some hard-headed people that are just like, this is what I believe, this is what I'll always believe, it'll never change, this is how it is, this is the truth. And that is a very dangerous way of thinking about anything, because life is chaotic, and to pretend that we know anything for certain is foolish, in my opinion. I think we can come together. I think we have to come together in order to make the country that we want to have. There's people that have said America has been great, America's always been great, and we need to bring it back to that. There's other people that think America could be great, and but it hasn't been, And I think there's elements of truth in both of those. I think, the foundation of a country based on freedom and people before government is great, but we've definitely strayed from that. And now we have, governments on both sides that are just trying to control the populations. Even the ones waving the banner of freedom seem to be the ones trying to limit what people can do or say, the ones calling, or that are mad about censorship, are also the ones saying to not drink a certain beer because they didn't like the way they advertised it, which is a real thing. And again, it's not everyone on that side believes that. It's just, I don't know, people are more rational and in the middle than the news makes it out to be. You see the extremists on both sides because they're the ones that are the most dramatic and the ones that we want to see in the news, because it's like, whoa, look at those people, look at that Antifa, and they're wrecking stores, or look at that, they're storming the Capitol. But that's not most people. Alright, so I think the majority of us, the heart, the core of America, the real Americans that believe that this really could be an amazing country, have a responsibility to work together and to take it back. I say take it back. No, I don't mean, again, not by force. I'm saying, yes, the current political system sucks, but it's what we got. And I think we just need to, I don't know if it's, a third party, if that'll be something that'll, once a third party gets invited to presidential debates and all this stuff, and we actually do that, maybe that'll be a big change, but I don't know how that'll happen. But I think the biggest thing right now is just for us to realize that we're not enemies, that the people on the other side of the aisle are not your enemies, especially in this uncertain time where we're kind of at war, and it's like, well, there are bigger threats out there. Like, there's definitely bigger threats than your neighbor that has a differing political ideology. That's real too. Domestic terrorism is real as well. I'm not belittling that, but I think the main thing is that we just need to start having rational, calm conversations. Not this is an interview and I'm asking you these questions because I'm trying to get you, or this person destroyed this person, they argued and they just destroyed them, and they edited the clips and put it on TikTok or whatever. Like, maybe without filming it, just have a rational argument with someone you disagree with. Not from a place of judgment, not even trying to change their mind, but just saying, this is what I believe and why I believe it. And realizing that we're all just broken people that want to be loved and want to live a happy life and don't want to struggle more than necessary, and want things to be fair for everyone, fair and just and free. Alright, well, I'm running out of time here, but I don't know, Oklahoma City seems like a good place to be talking about American politics. Why not? I just hope we can work together and make this, the whole united we stand, divided we fall. You remember that? That was like a key thing. So, I don't want to fall. Let's stand united. Alright. Love you.